Hi guys, Masquera say. So let us talk about the diaspora vote. Who is going to benefit more from the diaspora vote? So there are issues here which are being discussed within ZANU-PF cycles, and I got a piece of that information and I made a decision to come so that we can talk about it and we share. So what is happening or what is being planned is that the diaspora vote is inevitable. The majority of the people from Zimbabwe who are living in diaspora are living within the SADC, and the majority of them in South Africa. So when the diaspora vote is allowed, what is going to happen is that people are going to register to vote at the Zimbabwean consulates and the Zimbabwean embassies. So what is going to happen is if you go to areas like Kunoku, Kunana Limpopo, Zichifamba Zvakadai, so you see that a lot of people will need to travel longer distances to actually go and register. And it is something which is going to take time to be done, because we have millions in South Africa, which means the people in South Africa alone, those millions are going to take time for them to be able to actually register to vote, given that we are now heading towards elections. So without ZEC actually going in different communities within South Africa, it is going to be difficult to register a lot of people right there in South Africa. What is the South African government planning? The South African government is on advanced stages of actually deporting Zimbabweans who are living in South Africa to say, go back to Zimbabwe, whether you are formally employed, informally employed, or you are employed in Maprazi, you have a permit or you don't have a permit, you have a house or you don't. The South African government is planning to say, everybody go back to Zimbabwe. That is the plan. And the Zimbabwean government is actually looking at this plan and saying, if all those Zimbabweans are brought back to Zimbabwe, what is going to happen is that women and children can stay behind. And the fathers may actually try kumbodzokera vachita say, so varume ndo vanenge vachiti they go back, they are returned, they go back, they are returned, they go back, they are returned. Like what used to happen in the past, vanhu vachisungwa vachideportwa. So the large number of women will be in Zimbabwe, and those who have turned 18 also will be in Zimbabwe, the dependents of the people who are in South Africa. So that is a very, very big number. Yekuti Advocate Nelson Chamisa can capitalize on that number, register those people to vote, and actually they will actually vote for change. Why? They are used to better life in South Africa, which is better than Zimbabwe. So they will be forced to actually register to vote and change things. So the Zimbabwean government is actually looking at these two issues and say, what is better to have diaspora vote, to accept diaspora vote and have South Africa delay deportation of people, or have South Africa deport people and miss the diaspora vote, which is better? So I don't know, Imimi, your views regarding this matter, or how do you view this? But myself, I believe that Emmerson Mnangagwa is likely to benefit more if diaspora vote is allowed, because what is going to happen is that the people on the voting day, they will be at work, and South Africa will not recognize the Zimbabwean voting day and say it's a holiday. It means the employers in South Africa will continue to demand the presence of the people at their jobs. People will be at work and they won't travel to the consulates, to the embassies to actually go and vote. That is the reality. So you see that you need to travel for some kilometers from wherever you're working, to Johannesburg, to Cape Town, to Pretoria, to actually go and cast your vote. And you ask a question, why should I leave my job, miss some money? Why should I use some money to go to actually vote? This is the mentality of our people. Vakaomera. Honestly speaking, vakaomera. So if diaspora vote is allowed, only the ZANU-PF people are going to benefit. This is the reason why we are imploring people to actually come back to Zimbabwe, to register to vote, to actually come back to vote. So if you decide not to come, and if diaspora vote is allowed, you have to make sure that you sacrifice. It's up to you. So let us look at what these people are planning, because they're having diplomatic meetings to see how best they can actually solve this thing, because South Africa is actually imploring the people of Zimbabwe to actually come and vote, but they don't want. While the government of Zimbabwe is trying to push them back to South Africa so that they don't influence those in Zimbabwe to actually go and vote. So Team Zimbabwe, voter registration is important. Voting is important. No matter wherever you are in South Africa, don't let ZANU-PF use that advantage. Make sure that you are voting in 2023. You are in UK, you are wherever you are, make sure that you are supporting the struggle. Even if you are not allowed to vote, support the struggle. Tell the relatives who are living with you to come back to Zimbabwe kuti vazovota. Mukadzi wako nevana, they don't go to, we are not going to work. Let them come back to Zimbabwe to register to vote. Let them come back to Zimbabwe to vote. It's so easy. Sometimes we need to sacrifice, guys. A lot of people are sacrificing. Myself, I used to work around 12 hours. And I'm sacrificing more hours only to work for 4 hours. That is a sacrifice. Let us sacrifice so that we actually bring that necessary change we need in the nation of Zimbabwe. Because no matter what happens in 2023, ZANU-PF must go. No matter the circumstances, ZANU-PF must go. Whether diaspora vote is allowed, whether it's not allowed, ZANU-PF must go. So come back home, register to vote in numbers. Make sure that we overwhelm the ballots. If we beat Mnangagwa 1 million, Alchero Vanoba, Vantanga Vachati Ngatibe, Vanopesra Vaneta, Nekuba. How can we change my figures of how above the million? How? It's impossible. Look at what happened in Zambia. The figures were overwhelming. So guys, this is what we need to do. 1 million people. 1 million people vakati tiri kupinda murodi kumire zvakanaka. They will never dare steal an election even a voter with over 1 million, because they know very well that if those people decide to get into the streets, amumire zvakanaka. So let us vote in 2023. Everybody, and honestly, don't let ZANU-PF plans distract you. Don't let anybody distract you from actually voting. Let us vote. Make it a priority to vote in 2023. Better lose your job in South Africa. Uchiyazogadzirisa zvinhu kunoko Zimbabwe mabasa otanga kuwanika. Why? Policies are there. Advocate Nelson Chamisa's government is ready. At this moment, they are ready. The team is ready because they know what needs to be done. They know how to do it. And they will begin to do it. They will need experienced people. You know, I was looking at some people who are in South Africa. A lot of them have been employed in key areas in the South African economy. They have enough experience, guys. You have enough experience. The people in South Africa today, you have working experience. You get jobs, guys. Some of you have been working with Nevarungu and you know how to do it. That is the honest truth. You know how to do it because you have been very close to those Varungu, working with them. So why can't you just come, more voter, more gadzira nyika, mochitanga kuiti zvezve zvamakadzidza zvamaiona zvichiitwa. You begin it here in Zimbabwe. It's not there. Mamuri kuma farms, kuno ku Zimbabwe hazviko zvinhu izvozvozvo. You begin to spearhead those things. Zvimwe muchitori pamberi kutozviita. Not as farm managers, as farm owners. Mangamuri mu catering industry, you come, you implement it. Mangamuri mu manufacturing industry, you come, you implement it. Kune vamwe vari kushanda izvi mu automotive industry in South Africa. You come here in Zimbabwe, you begin to implement it. We have a lot of things being imported from South Africa. Zvinogadzirika kuno ku Zimbabwe. We just need machinery. So why can't you just buy your machinery, you come, you vote, you change the government, boom, makutotanga kupinda muindustry, basa rakutotanga kurowa, Zimbabwe yakutotanga kutodistributa zvinhu. Look at South Africa. It is on its lowest at this moment, which means tese tikadzoka kuZimbabwe, tikauya tikatanga kugadzira nyika, tikatanga kugadzira zvinhu. South Africa will begin to buy from us. Look at Zambia. Look at Mozambique. It's buying from South Africa. They will begin to buy from us. Look at Malawi. They are buying from South Africa. They will begin to buy from us. Look at Botswana. They import some things from South Africa. They will begin to import from Zimbabwe. Namibia will begin to import from Zimbabwe. Angola, DRC, Tanzania, they will both begin to import from Zimbabwe. It's because you have the experience, you have been working there. You have enough experience. Guys, you begin to do my partnerships, guys. Why are we not thinking along those lines? Why are we afraid? Why are we scared? This is an easy task, guys. Just to remove the dictator, Tanga Kurova industry. It's an easy task, guys. I have been in Zimbabwe for a very long time. I have tried a lot of things, sometimes experience in other avenues and other fields. What more you will experience? What more you will experience? What is going to happen? Guys, let us put our minds together, our heads together, our efforts together, and make sure that we vote. I have been talking to some boys kuma groups ekumusha. Varikutoseka kuti isisu chero vakatidzinga, we have experience isina vanhu vavo. It will take time for their people to learn those things. Takatora time tichidzidza, saka the South African economy will go down. Definitely it will go down because the Zimbabwean people are making the South African economy to be viable right now. Why? When you are a foreigner and you are told when you are being paid sick money, you don't complain because you are foreign. If you complain, they will take another foreigner and replace you, or they would say, that is the reason why they are taking advantage of foreigners. And it seems as if that lowers their production costs, and it makes South African businesses seem competitive in the region. The South African products, they seem competitive in the region because they are being produced at a lower price using slave wage, using slave wages. That is the reason why you see my companies are migrating others from Botswana. They go to establish in South Africa. They exploit foreign labor. After doing that, they take their goods from South Africa to Botswana at a cheaper price, at a cheaper rate. That is what they are doing. So when we decide kuti ngativote tikagadzira nyika yedu munhu wese akadzoka umusha, vanosara vari marombe vanava. Honestly speaking, their businesses are going to collapse because they are going to face a very, very, very high labor costs, because the South Africans will just say, isisu tinoda mari yakati, we are not going to accept slave wages. They will not accept lower salaries. They will need very, very high salaries. And that is going to affect the production lines in South Africa. That is going to affect the South African economy itself, which means South Africa is going to rely on Zimbabwe on cheaper products. Yes, it's true. So guys, why can't we be brave for once? Why? Let us be brave. Let us come in our numbers. Guys. These guys are scared, and we are also scared. Just imagine so. They fear job scala. What more Chamisa? Imika, what more President Chamisa? What more? If they fear Job Sikala alone, Job Sikala, they fear him. What more President Chamisa will waste and Munweza Zoka of Zimbabwe, everybody's on the ground. Imika, Guys, 2023, come back home. Let us register to vote. let us vote in our numbers. Let us correct the problems in Zimbabwe and make sure that we remove the dictator. We put leadership in power. We begin to do my investments. We have ideas. We have experience. We begin to implement things. We begin to run things. We have brilliant people who are running companies, who are running businesses as managers in outside Zimbabwe, supervisors outside Zimbabwe. You can do great things here back home in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe is going to be wonderful. Zimbabwe, inobvadzokera pamap being #1 the whole world. Just imagine uchishandira kwako earning mari yako usina kuti uri foreigner, usina kuti what. That is so wonderful and it's achievable. But register to vote, come vote, participate. This is it. So tell a neighbor to come. Mchemwa, thank you very much for coming. I saw your comment. Thank you very much for your presence on this platform. So Team Zimbabwe, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your presence. Who is going to benefit more? Vane tendency kuti kana vachienda kubasa avaende kunovhota. Diaspora vote tinoida asi hamubude kuenda kunovhota vanhu imimi. So ngatidzokei kumusha tuye tigadzire nyika, tivake nyika pamwe chete. If diaspora vote is allowed, please make sure that you are registered. Make sure that you are going to vote in your numbers, in your millions. Ngatibvisei chinhu ichi chaora hachisina kana dhiri. Unozwa danda rakaora so iweka ende ukateveswa danda rakaora uri mukwasha unenge wakapinda chamwari. Ndoratapiwa 2023. We have never had an election yatiri kuenda nedanda rakaora like 2023. This is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us take this advantage and make sure that we win the election.